He is the human laugh track?
He's the human laugh track.
Okay, good to know.
When they bring up a topic and something, it doesn't even have to be funny. It's just something so crazy. Like when Nick, the fat electrician's like, yeah, and the U.S. Army did this because, they had like $3 and some bubble gum and they were like, fucking make a tank out of it. And he would just die laughing about it. Welcome back to the He's Wrong, She's Right podcast. I'm Andrew. This is Nona. I didn't tell you that in the bad episode, the naughty list episode, but I'm telling you that this time. So happy belated Valentine's Day. We're recording on Valentine's Day. And
this is going to be our nice list episode.
Did you guys watch the naughty list episode? Probably not. No, you probably did. And you're probably not watching this one.
Because you're going to be proving Andrew right.
Yep. So in this episode, we are going to be talking about the people that are on our nice list. And we will jump right into that with Eli Cuevas from the Unsubscribed podcast.
Okay, take it away, Andrew.
So Eli, I've been friends with him on social media for, I actually don't even know. Does it even show you that anymore?
I have no idea.
You used to be able to pull up somebody's profile and say friend since X1, like March 3rd, 2012 or whatever. I'm just making stuff up.
Okay.
I wonder, maybe it's only like on PC.
Maybe, I don't know. Anyways. So quite a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Eli's the jokester. He's kind of the goofy, funny one of the Unsubscribed group.
Okay.
Everyone else is like hard charging, always, on topic. And Eli's the one just laughing in the corner. Guys, this is the funniest thing. And this is not a bad thing. Like it's genuinely, you know how shows, sitcoms and stuff back in the day had laugh tracks?
Mm-hmm. He is the human laugh track?
He's the human laugh track.
Okay,
for this.
Good to know.
When they bring up a topic and something, it doesn't even have to be funny. It's just something so crazy. Like when Nick, the fat electrician's like, yeah, and the U.S. Army did this because, they had like $3 and some bubble gum and they were like, fucking make a tank out of it. And he would just die laughing about it. Like, that's so ridiculous.
Okay.
It's funny though.
So that's why he's on the nice list, because he just laughs his way through life?
Everybody I've ever talked to. And it's not even, I don't even have to bring him up. They're like, do you know Eli, or have you ever watched Unsubscribe? Like, Eli's so funny. The dude's
so he's charismatic like and okay.
He posts, I don't know like what he did back in the day, but he's been into like, he plays a lot of video games, but he's been into like graphic design and video editing.
Okay.
So he does all these little quirky video edits and image edits and stuff. So he'll do a lot of stuff with his son. Mm-hmm. He'll post videos or images where like, he'll shrink himself down like on Christmas and he's standing on the president, like I'm making stuff up, like dressed as an elf.
Okay.
And it's like his kid shooting with a Nerf gun and
cute.
Yeah, he's scared, freaking out. And he can do like the gestures and emotions that really sell it. Like it's really genuinely funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why he's on the nice list, because he's a genuinely funny human.
I haven't ever seen or heard a negative thing about the guy.
Okay.
Which that's pretty hard to come by.
That is hard to come by.
There's very few people that you could probably name all of the people that you know in your life or that you follow as an influencer or news or whatever that can say that, right? How many can you say? How many can you rattle off?
Nobody.
Perfect
but
example.
I also don't think about it, so.
Okay. Next up on the list, on the nice list. Santa Andrew's nice list. That's what we should call it. No, but there is a Santa on X that does have an audience nice list. I made the nice list, guys, last year.
All right, who's on Andrew's nice list?
Matt Carriker from Demolition Ranch, also known as Demo Matt, to people within the space, the sphere.
The space.
Yeah. As we've talked about previously, we talked about it with Reaper 33, actually, how he had removed his kids and then his wife from the videos, protecting them from all the nonsense psychos in the comments.
Right, because they've been on YouTube together since you said 2014.
So he said in his retirement video that he started the channel like right in 2007. But obviously the content evolved.
Oh, okay.
So it started off as whatever he had posted. He showed some of the clips. They're like, he and his friends doing burnouts in school parking lots.
Oh, okay.
Playing around with their cars. And then it turned into the content where, he was playing with firearms and quirky little things. And
right. But at some point it turned into a more family friendly.
it was never not family friendly.
I just meant
it went from being videos.
his children and his wife were on his videos with him.
Right.
And then that started posing a problem with people showing up on their property.
And not only showing up on their property, but all people commenting, people approaching him in public.
Which is something that I am genuinely fearful for.
Yeah, people approaching him in public at the grocery store, whatever, being creepy and weird, all those kind of things. And so, we removed the family. And then he said in his retirement video that he made the decision because he and Meredith, his wife, were talking about how they just felt like they were missing out on things. Because he always had to have a camera around. He was always doing something at the ranch. He was always doing something at the range. He was always doing something at the Bunker Branding clothing company. He was always doing appearances.
Right.
And he said that he felt like he was missing his kids' lives. And he just said that was my deciding factor. It was just, they were having a conversation. He said, I'm just going to retire.
It's not worth it anymore.
Yeah. And
but they still have Bunker Branding?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's still going to run. He's going to keep, the resort is for sale.
Okay.
But if it doesn't sell, they have most of the properties are like the buildings, structures on it are open for business. You can Airbnb.
Gotcha.
You can camp. You can go. They're still going to have events. He predicts it's going to take several years to sell. So he's like, I can't just let it sit and rot. I've already invested so much money in it.
Right.
So yeah, and again, I've never seen him post. The only thing that I've ever seen negative was not even closely related to something that he did or said.
Okay. What was it?
It was the guy in Pennsylvania last year that took the shot at POTUS.
And was wearing his shirt.
Yep.
I remember this.
Yep. That's the only negative thing. For anybody that's not familiar with this content, which how could you not be familiar with this content? He's also a veterinarian and he still owns the practice.
What?
Yeah. That's what
I had no idea.
Yep. He went to Texas A&M. So he actually has 3, maybe 4 channels. So he has Demolition Ranch, which is all the gun stuff, Off the Ranch, which was his vlogging channel. Okay. And then Vet Ranch, which when he was still actively working as a veterinarian, he would post like, this little puppy came in and needs its shots.
Aww.
And here's puppy, check out the puppy. And here's its little shots and
Cute.
stuff. Yeah. Sometimes there were some surgeries. I think his employees tried to continue on with the channel. I unsubscribed from it a long time ago because the upload cadence was so sporadic that it would pop up and I'm like, what is this? Like I didn't know what it was anymore.
Right.
And I actually for a long time didn't even remember that I was subscribed to it. So he hasn't said anything about reviving that channel, but I wonder if maybe because they already have the camera equipment, unless they're going to sell it all off. Because he said he's trying to actively help his employees that work on all the channels, the editors, the people in the background.
Right.
He's actively trying to find them new work. I think he said April 1st is when he plans on retiring, which as soon as he said that, I was like,
is this an April Fool's joke?
Are you playing the long game?
Run?
Yeah. And most people think that I'm wrong, but I mean, it's not impossible, right?
Anything's possible when you're on YouTube, apparently. So
for his final big video to be just kidding.
This is all a big joke.
Yep.
Okay. Whatever. I guess I'll believe it when I see it.
And even if he does truthfully retire, I kind of wonder if after a year or two
that he's not really retiring, he's just pivoting.
No. That he'll get the itch to return.
That's what I mean. Like it could all be a lead up to just a big pivot.
Because his upload cadence right now is like almost daily. And
that is intense.
His production quality has gone up a lot, especially over the last couple of years since not doing it himself anymore.
Right.
And I kind of wonder if going on the hiatus, even if it's 2 years, giving him the opportunity to put together something really like grand, and then only do like once a month. One 30 to 60 minute long video, because
I guess we'll have to stick around and find out.
I told you about how YouTube has exceptions for certain firearms policies if it's for what do they call it, artistic something or other. So they started making their videos more
look like an actual
artsy,
movie.
theatrical, whatever. So I mean that'd be huge. That would give them the opportunity to script something, film it all out, cut it together, and then kind of move to that next level, even if it's still within YouTube. Sorry for the coughing.
He's always coughing.
Or am I not? Sorry. No, this is the good episode, so I am sorry. All right, moving on.
Who is next on your nice list, Andrew?
Nicholas Irving, Reaper 33.
Such a good dude. Yeah. We had him on the podcast like a month ago, and
talk about a like reformation story, right? The fact that he was willing to tell those stories about his more or less criminal past as growing up. Man,
you want some of my water?
Sure. Going through all the stories and then saying, if I hadn't joined the army, if I hadn't became the man that I am now, I would be in prison.
Or dead.
Yeah. So he's like true feel-good story. And his Rastafarian ventures and stuff that he was talking about, like that's just, would that be your dream? Just hanging out at home, writing your books, your novels to get published and just touring? Yeah.
Obviously, yes.
So Nick, right now you're living Nona's dream. Nona wishes that she could ghostwrite for you. I don't know. Would you be good at war stories? Could you write a war story?
No.
You don't
Sorry.
think you could?
No. I'm sure he is fabulous at it.
I bet. Oh my God. Remember early AI where it hallucinated way more and stuff that it pushed?
No, I have not dabbled in the AI field.
So early on, you saw early like AI images that were just horrific, like body parts going through body parts and faces mangled.
Sure.
So the same way with words. It would just make up words.
Okay.
You read what would seem like a coherent story and they'd say, the sheriff went into town and then unholstered his little piglet.
Cute.
And you're like, that's just, is that a thing? No, it's not really a thing. But
I've got a pocket piglet. Yeah. Watch out.
You'd be writing these stories and people are like, this definitely, there's no way a human wrote this. There's no way. There's no way a human person with any sort of military or police or tactical experience could have ever written something like this. What you got? Are you responding to something?
No. It's an article that Nick Irving wrote in 2014, actually. And
what?
And he was on the local news because he was at home and an ice cream truck pulled up and he heard it outside for about 45 to 60 minutes. And he went outside to find that the ice cream truck operator, had his pants around his ankles and was enjoying some time by himself in his ice cream truck looking at child
CP is what it's called.
Sure. Thank you for
or CSAM.
Sure, that on his phone. And Nick Irving had a little scuffle and chased after him, and the sheriffs pulled up and apprehended the man.
Why would he have the music on?
Exactly. All of it doesn't make any sense other than he was clearly also trying to gather the children of the neighborhood to join his little party. So
it was for local news?
It was for local news, yes. And then he wrote the article himself for SOFREP, military grade content. Sure.
Yep.
That. back in 2014. But the man went to jail thanks to Nick Irving.
Good job, Nick.
So that was after he was out, and this was before he was a father himself, because when we interviewed him,
8.
Yeah, he said that his son was 8, and this was 2014. So I think it was right before his wife got pregnant.
And that's also before he ventured down his newfound path of Zen, and
yeah,
that's a different monster to mess with.
Yeah. So that was still very very hot-headed.
There are a couple people in the world that by their story and appearance that that's not the one to mess with.
No.
One of them are people like John Salter with cauliflower ear.
Oh yeah.
You just look at him, you're like, I can probably run faster than you. Or hopefully I'm carrying it right now. Or I can get in my car and drive really fast. But I don't want to be balled up by you.
I don't want to be balled up by anybody.
Yeah. But yeah, and then you have guys like that can reach out and touch you from miles away, and you're like, okay, there's no getting away.
No, there's not.
Did I ever tell you that I was walking Whisper one day in the neighborhood, and I took a picture from all the way, not this neighborhood, the old house. Mm-hmm. I took a picture from the corner, and I was looking at the actual elevation map to see how high up I was on the street right there, Cove Landing, to where the house was. Mm-hmm. And it was like within 2 or 3 feet or something like that of the elevation of the second story of the house.
Okay.
And based on...
Oh, yeah. I remember you telling me this.
Based on standing at that corner, if the bathroom door was open in the house, if I was sitting on the toilet, and obviously the curtains are drawn so you could see or whatever, from that corner, you could put a round all the way through where the toilet was. And the only thing
you would think about this.
The only thing that you would hit is the window.
Only
there'd be no drywall, there'd be no siding, there'd be no anything else in your path.
Only you would think about this.
So I shut the door. I actually sent that to Sean. I might have posted about it too. Because I took pictures from both directions. I was like, see? And that was like a quarter mile. So for somebody that's a good shot, that's like nothing. That's a makeable shot like on iron sights with some rifles.
Okay.
So you might not hit dead on, but it's still...
Center mass.
It'd be an area target shot, yeah. Mm-hmm. Not a point target shot. So moving right along.
Who's next on your nice list, Andrew?
Let's go with Anthony Anderson from Guardian of Valor.
Yeah,
Stolen
take it
Valor.
away.
Yeah. The dude, like, genuinely seems like he just wants people inside and outside the military community to be better and do better. Mm-hmm. And he's holding people accountable by pulling records and saying, hey, what you're saying is not true. And he gives them ample opportunity. Mm-hmm. These people dig in.
He reaches out to them first.
Yeah. Yep.
This is the information that I have. Please.
Here's what the information, the pictures, the videos, whatever. Here's what you're accused of. Can you provide the information on your own behalf, on your own accord? And
also giving them the opportunity to retract it themselves and apologize on their own accord.
Yep. Actually, speaking of Stolen Valor, then real quick, and we'll come back to Anthony.
Okay.
Arizona and our buddy Matt. Oh my gosh, why am I blanking on his name?
From Smokeless Vets?
Yeah.
That Matt?
Yep.
Okay.
They passed a law this week, the Arizona Stolen Valor something or other law, unanimously.
Okay.
And they're going to actually punish and hold people accountable for stolen valor. So the first thing they did, we talked about Steve Slatton.
Yes. I was wondering if that's what you were getting to, because I remembered he was in Arizona.
So Anthony shared it.
Yeah.
Matt shared it first. Anthony reshared it. He was like, yeah, great victory, blah, blah. It's like, Steve Slatton, still flying those Cobras, buddy? You still... Maybe you want to move out of Arizona. Maybe you should either rectify this issue and stop making those claims. So I haven't done any follow-up. That'd be a good one to follow back up on. If I were Steve, he's so far gone now. He just has to move. What's a retraction going to do? There's still...
I guarantee you he'll move to one of two places, Florida or Texas.
I don't know. He'll move somewhere where
I feel like
he knows
it's going to be
people.
Florida.
He'll move somewhere where he already has the support and where he can pop up another one of his goofy stores.
It's going to be Florida.
Now I'm hiccuping. I can't win over here. This is the positivity episode. And yeah. So, Anthony.
Yes.
Doing great work.
Yes. Fabulous work.
Looks like he's going to be expanding his operation.
Oh.
So, if you've been telling fibs about your little service story.
Now's your time to.
Oh my gosh. And
what?
Yeah, go ahead. Finish what you were
No, I
saying.
was going to say, now's your time to fix your shit, apologize, and make it right.
Yep.
What? What?
Can you... All right, never mind. I'm not going to say this. Never mind.
You left us all hanging.
I had something and then I was like, no, this is the nice episode.
Okay. Let's focus on positivity.
Focus on positivity.
Andrew, I know it's not your forte.
I'm always positive. I'm always
That
happy.
is not true at all.
I'm always happy.
Okay.
I am always happy. I'm always smiling. I always have a big... I'm never serious.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's next on your nice list?
Next on my list is EOD Happy Capped.
Okay. Take it away.
Has he... I haven't actually seen... I don't know if he's... I know he talked about reeling back his podcast. He was doing like 1 or 2 episodes a week, and then he moved back.
I didn't even know you had a podcast.
He did. He was publishing it on X. He was publishing it on YouTube. I think he was also doing it on Spotify.
Isn't he most famous on X?
Yes.
Okay.
But I can't remember if he was doing it. But that dude, I've never seen him post anything negative. And I actually know somebody who knows him personally.
Mm-hmm.
Mary Daig's husband. Why can't I think of his name now either? I can't think of anybody's name.
Well, on his tombstone, it'll be married to Mary Daig.
There you go.
Because apparently he doesn't have a name.
Wonder Nubs is what she goes by. What? That's her own.
Okay.
She came up with the name. It's not. Yeah, it's fine. He actually just posted his beard update for 6 months post his retirement.
Okay.
Yeah, he has one of those like really like thick beards.
Okay.
But it hasn't like grown.
Okay.
It's like the really dark, full 5 o'clock shadow, but it's still like the hair's still like this long.
How is that possible?
I don't know. Some people just can't grow a beard. I mean, he can grow a beard.
It's just not growing lengthwise.
His hair just grows like he'll be like 90 before it reaches the length of mine. And mine's not exactly super long, but yeah. Okay. Like my hair, I have to get a haircut like every 7 days.
Yeah, he's overdue for a haircut currently. But don't worry, 5 p.m. tonight.
Yep. Shortly after this
Happy
episode.
Valentine's Day, babe. Yep. You get your haircut.
Yep. What you got about him?
Oh, so I did a little Google, and one of the first things that popped up was the r/army thread on Reddit. Okay. EOD Happy Captain is one of the best accounts to follow on Twitter. Looks like someone absolutely nailed his r/army Secret Santa gift. And then it was a screenshot from X. And one of the very first comments was somebody who said, "Love that guy. He's the reason I passed EOD school." And then apparently EOD's Happy Captain's Reddit name is M. Villa Hermosa.
Oh, his last name is Villahermosa. I think his name is Mike Villahermosa.
Okay, so that's he came out of Reddit hiding to actually respond to this person. "I'm sure it was all you. I just documented your test scores." And then he went on to respond to several other people's comments. But it just goes to show what a good human that is, of, taking no credit for, even though this person was never expecting to have him come in and actually see this. So I thought that was really cool.
Good job.
Yeah. Good job being a good human.
He doesn't actually hide his name. It's just he doesn't say his name, if that makes sense.
Okay. Well, I mean, he goes by like Happy EOD or EOD,
EOD
happy.
Captain.
Yeah,
but he's in uniform and some stuff, and he doesn't. Some guys block out their name.
Okay, I didn't know.
So I've seen it.
I'm not on Twitter, so or X, whatever.
He said in the videos he every time he reaches like a milestone, like I don't know, he's a lot of followers, but we'll say 10,000.
Okay.
So he'll reach like 10,000 followers and then say, "Hey guys, a lot of new people here. I'm Mike. Blah blah blah. I served X amount of years, enlisted. Then I don't know if he went green to gold or how he commissioned, but
gotcha.
So he gives like a brief story. Blah blah blah. So the funny part about his name, I actually don't know if this guy really is a major or not.
Okay.
But so the next promotion that he would be able to receive would be to major.
Okay.
So there is a guy that's sad major.
Okay.
And it has it's Dwight from The Office crying.
Yeah.
Wearing a hard hat.
Okay.
And I was like, well, obviously that restricts him. He can't become sad when he becomes a major. He has to be EOD happy major now if he gets promoted or when he gets promoted.
Okay.
I don't know how many years he has left.
All of that went over my head. I don't understand the rankings and all of that. So,
wow, betrayal. I'm just kidding.
I told you I'm no military expert.
He's on, like, I don't want to say he's on the recruiting trail because he's not a recruiter, but he goes to a lot of
like speaking engagements, or
he does some speaking stuff, but he goes to these military events where he's like the lowest ranking person there.
Okay.
Just because he has such a big following and such a good personality that he's there to like document things or be the voice or the face of whatever's happening. So almost every MOS has like a annual competition.
Okay.
And so there's an EOD competition every year. So he was one of the commentators for it this past year, which I'm sure he'll continue to keep getting invited to do that indefinitely. Probably into retirement as well, because a lot of people end up doing stuff like that. The people that did Best Ranger competition did it while they were in, and then when they retired or ETS'd or otherwise, some of them stayed around and continued doing it. It's it's put on by the David E. Grange Foundation or something like that.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm sure he'll do something even if he doesn't live anywhere close to it. That being said, Mike, good job as well. Let's go to we got one more on here.
Okay. Last one on your nice list.
Well, actually I got two, but one's gonna be an honorable mention because I didn't do enough research and I don't know the guy personally.
Okay.
It was a mention on a phone call yesterday with Jameson's Travel YouTube and Veteran Biker YouTube.
Okay.
Go check those guys out. We'll have links below. But he came up in the conversation with them. I didn't have time to talk or to look into him more. I know more about his dad than I know about him because he does or did stuff with Stolen Valor, vetting Navy SEALs. So next up is Eric Tansey, our resident homie, a couple hours away here in North Carolina. Did you see all the efforts that he put in Western North Carolina back during the hurricane?
I did.
So, giving you big props for that, Eric. We didn't do anything. I mean, there was like money. We did shout outs. We tried to do fundraisers, but we didn't physically go there.
Right.
It helps for him, and it's kind of a two-pronged thing. You know, he homeschools his kids, and how did he posted a video or something recently where he was talking about how other people have snow days or weather-related days. He's like, we just have days that we just go do fun, which I mean is kind of cool. But he also has a small army of kids,
right, who can assist him in the days of fun.
Yep. Huge skateboarding family. You know, they do a lot of stuff with that. And he has a book coming out, so we should plug that in August. I unfortunately
Pig Latin.
Pig Latin is the name of the book. I unfortunately gave that project to Nick Palmachano, so hopefully Nick doesn't ruin it for him. But we're still rooting for you, Eric. We're still in your corner.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to say about him? You like that, how he's like family oriented and talked to his wife and talked about his wife.
I do.
Even when they were here. He's no different in person than he is like online. He's the same. It's It's not even a character. It's his actual personality and persona.
Mm-hmm.
He's very, very extroverted.
Mm-hmm.
He is a very good storyteller. So I'm kind of excited. The book's probably pretty funny.
I'm sure it will be.
Are you going to read it? Would you do the audiobook? If you were going to read it, which one would you do? Because he's doing the audio did the audio. Yeah.
Yeah, I would listen to it.
You would listen to it just because he's the storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very detailed in his stories. He's very captivating. He can have you on the edge of your seat. You're like, no way. No way. You went to a what party? And there were just strippers at the door answering the door?
You'll have to go back to our mid-August 2-part episode with him and his wife and their little baby in that episode.
Yep.
And you can hear about that party.
It's a story. It
apparently was very stinky.
Yeah. Massive orgy.
You weren't supposed to tell them. They were supposed to go back and find out what kind of party it was.
Now they're more intrigued. Not only that, but wife approved. Ashley approved. And
then they banged it out after.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is going to bring us to the conclusion of
your honorable mention.
Our nice list. Yeah. DJ Shipley is our honorable mention. As I said, I don't know. Apparently his dad did some stuff. I don't know. I don't really know much about him other than the fact that he did some work with Anthony Anderson, Guardian of Valor. So we'll look into that more. Could be wrong. Once again, if we got somebody wrong on this list and you think they belong on the other list, or somebody on the other list belongs on this list, let us know in the comments. Let us know what you think. We will have links to everyone who supported us on this video. Shout out to everybody involved with that. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Oh, and of course, Andrew and Nona are on the nice list. He's Wrong, She's Right podcast is on the nice list. We almost forgot that. That's the honorable mention.
Okay.
Right? Go check out the polls as well, see what they concluded as. We might post the conclusion, but you can find it on X. You can find it on YouTube in the community tab or post tab. For whatever reason, YouTube can't get uniformity with this.
Okay.
If I look from my phone, it says posts. If I look from my computer, it says community. If I look from a different account, it says posts. So look for one or the other. Wherever you would find text posts and image posts on YouTube, that's where you'll find the poll.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.